Hello. This video constitutes the mandatory information session that all students who are planning to apply for the professional phase of the physical therapist assistant program at Mercer County Community College must watch. Underneath the video link that you found on the PTA program website is a Google form that you will need to complete afterwards. So after you watch this video, to receive credit for participating, you're going to complete and submit the PTA program info session participation form, which is located on our website directly underneath where you clicked on this video. Within 6 business days of submitting this form, a note will be placed in your student planner portal indicating that you have completed this requirement. To access this, you would enter your student planner, click on Plan and Register, and then click on the Advising tab to see any notes that have been placed in your student planner portal. If you do not see this note in your student planner 6 business days after submission, please feel free to email pta@mccc.edu for a status update. In order for you to fill this form out, you need to make sure that you are first a Mercer County Community College student. You can become a Mercer County Community College student in person, or you can do it online. It is free of charge. But when you fill out the PTA program info session participation form, it will ask you for your student ID. So what is physical therapy? The definition of physical therapy is it is therapy for the preservation, enhancement, or restoration of movement and physical function impaired or threatened by disease, injury, or disability that utilizes therapeutic exercise, physical modalities such as massage and electrotherapy, assistive devices, and patient education and training, called also physiotherapy in other countries. There are only 2 providers of physical therapy services, and those are physical therapists and physical therapist assistants. A PT, or a physical therapist, diagnoses and manages movement dysfunction and enhances physical and functional abilities. They help to restore, maintain, and promote not only optimal physical function, but optimal wellness and fitness and optimal quality of life as it relates to movement and health. They help to prevent the onset, symptoms, and progression of impairments, functional limitations, and disabilities that may result from diseases, disorders, conditions, or injuries. The only things that PTs can do that PTAs cannot do include conducting an examination and evaluation, creating patient goals, creating a plan of care, doing a reevaluation, and a discharge summary. In the state of New Jersey, a physical therapist must possess a minimum of a master's degree in PT from an accredited college or university. The current entry-level degree for all PT programs is a doctorate degree, and all New Jersey PT schools are awarding doctoral degrees. That includes Kane, Rutgers, Seton Hall, and Stockton. And all PTs must have successfully completed the written examination, which is the national board exam. Physical therapist assistants in the state of New Jersey must have completed at least an associate in arts degree from an accredited college or university. And Mercer County Community College's PTA program fulfills this because we are an associate of applied science. They must have completed a 2-year PTA program from an accredited college or university approved for the education and training of PTAs by an accrediting agency. So we are a 2-year PTA program. We've been accredited by CAPD, our external accreditor, since 1998. And all PTAs in New Jersey must have successfully completed the written exam, which is the national board exam. PTAs work as part of a team to provide PT services under the direction and supervision of a PT. They implement selected components of patient and client interventions. They help to obtain data related to the interventions that are provided, and they may make modifications in selected interventions either to help progress the patient as directed by the PT or to ensure patient-client safety and comfort. PTAs assist the PT in the treatment of individuals of all ages, from newborns to the very oldest, who have medical problems or other health-related conditions that limit their abilities to move and perform functional activities in their daily lives. The PT is responsible for the services provided by the PTA. This isn't an all-inclusive statement. Additionally, both PT and PTAs are licensed healthcare providers, which means the PTA is also responsible for the services that he or she provides. PTAs provide care for people in a variety of settings, including hospitals, private practices, outpatient clinics, home health agencies, schools, sports and fitness facilities, work settings, and nursing homes. PTAs must graduate from a CAPTE accredited PTA program, and licensure or certification is required in most states in which a PTA will work. Where do PTAs work? So this data was taken in 2021. Physical therapist assistants held about 96,500 jobs in 2021, and the largest employers of PTAs were as follows. 44% were in offices of PT, OT, and SLP, 24% in hospitals, 11% in home healthcare services, 8% in skilled nursing facilities, and 5% in offices owned by physicians. The overall employment of PTAs and aides is projected to grow 24% from 2021 to 2031, much faster than the average for all occupations. Daily work. So PTAs are frequently on their feet throughout the day, moving as they work with patients and to set up equipment. And this is often what pulls people into the profession, is because they're not seeking a job that puts them behind a desk all day. Because transferring and guarding the safety of their patients is a constant expectation, both PTs and PTAs are vulnerable to back injuries. And I will say that a lot of healthcare providers, nurses included, are more vulnerable to back injuries based on the direct patient care that we provide. However, we are able to limit these risks by using proper techniques consistent with what we teach in our program. So Mercer has a well-established PTA program accredited by the Commission on Accreditation in PT Education, which is CAPTE, since 1998. Our graduates earn an associate in applied science degree. They walk in the college's commencement ceremony each May, and graduates are eligible to take the National Physical Therapy Examination, which is the national board exam accepted as the licensure exam in all states and jurisdictions. How is testing handled in the PTA program? We do have an academic testing center on the West Windsor campus, which has been used to proctor exams in the PTA program. We also will provide exams through the current learning management system. They can be taken online and are proctored. We also have competency tests, which is a test of hands-on skills, taking anywhere between 30 to 60 minutes. Those occur throughout the semester, outside of class time. And practical exams, which is a cumulative test of hands-on skills that take place at the end of each semester. Let's see. All right, so we're going to pause here and go over to the PTA program website. This is the homepage of the PTA program website. You can see that on the homepage it has our mission statement, our goals and student learning outcomes, information about our accreditor, CAPTE, and then on the left we have PTA program information, which I'm going to click on in a moment. The next link is for prospective PTA students, followed by current professional phase learners, and the last bullet here is for alumni. I'm going to click on the PTA program information session first. If you're watching this video right now, you've already clicked play, but if you scroll down, here's the Microsoft form for you to fill out. I'm going to go back to the home page, and I'm going to click on PTA program information. This is the program's outcome data. So you can see that we maintain all of the data on this website. The first table includes licensure exam pass rates by graduating class. The second table includes our employment rates within 12 months of passing the national board exam. We have our graduation rates. And last but not least, we've got information according to each cohort that we admit into the PTA program. Back to the home page. Now I'm going to click on the Prospective PTA Student tab. The first bullet outlines changes that are taking place in 2023. I'm not going to read that to you, but know that it is there. The next bullet outlines where to begin. If you are interested in pursuing this degree, this page tells you exactly what steps you need to take. And the third one down is the PTA program information packet. So the front page has the definition of a PTA according to our professional association, the American Physical Therapy Association. We've got a table of contents, an introductory letter, PTA program description. This is if we were to describe our program on one page, this would be it. Luckily for you, I'm not going to read that to you. Here are resources for pre-professional phase students. So we've got our PTA program website and your academic advisor, your faculty advisor. So students whose last names begin with the letters A through L are advised by Professor Cordasco. Students whose last name begins with the letters M through Z are advised by Professor Kaiser. Ultimately, if you send an email to either one of us, we will respond to you regardless of what your last name starts with. And we have a health profession success coach. His name is Ed Griffith and his contact information is located here. This next table, it's application and graduation requirements at a glance. So the left column includes all of the application requirements in order for you to apply to the professional phase. And the right column includes all of the graduation requirements in order for you to graduate from the program. Then we've got our degree requirements. So exactly which courses are required for you to take as a prerequisite, as prerequisite courses, and then which courses will be held each semester in the professional phase. On this page are some examples of course plans for completing prerequisite courses. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different examples here, but there are additional examples or methods for you to complete your prerequisites. All right, let's scroll down. A step-by-step guide. So the first thing that you need to do is apply to be a Mercer County Community College student. You can do that online, you can do that in person, there's no application fee. When you do that, you want to make sure that you establish the correct major. It is very important that health science for PTA be listed as your major. Then you're going to have the official transcript sent to Mercer. Those will be evaluated by the registrar's office. Their goal is to take approximately 2 weeks from when they receive your transcript to when your transfer credits are posted. And you will be able to locate that on your unofficial Mercer transcript, which is located in your student portal. Then you want to make sure that you complete all of your required prerequisite courses. The only one not listed here is general education. Because the reason it's not listed right here is because technically you don't have to complete that course before you apply for the professional phase, although we strongly suggest that you do. You want to make sure that you attend a mandatory PTA program information session, which if you're watching this video right now, you are currently doing. And then number 6 is to submit an application for the professional phase. This next page is a lot of information about your application to the professional phase of the PTA program. The application includes a writing skills assessment component. So this next page includes all the information that you need to understand the writing skills assessment, including the grading rubric that is utilized. The next portion includes policies pertinent to prospective students. So this policy is the impact of pass-fail grades, which were used by many colleges during the spring of 2020 due to COVID. We've got a tuition and fee estimate for the 2023-24 academic year. Here's all of the estimates for someone who lives in county, is paying in county tuition, out of county and out of state. We've got health records information for pre-professional PTA students. So all students, in order to successfully complete this program, must participate in and earn passing grades for 3 clinical education courses. A clinical education course consists of each student being assigned to a facility that provides PT services, And then you work with real patients under the supervision and guidance of a practicing PT or PTA. And in order for you to participate in these 3 clinical education courses, you have to fulfill all of the eligibility requirements as outlined in the clinical education handbook. That handbook will be provided to all learners when they are accepted into the professional phase of the program. But one of those requirements is the submission of health records. And students are required to submit hard copies of all health records requirements directly to the academic coordinator of clinical education by the last day of the fall semester. And so your health records requirements include an attestation of medical insurance coverage, CPR certification for the healthcare provider, which must include AED, first aid certification. Let's see, numbers 4 and 5 go through an external clearinghouse that provides to us a screening form. So that includes a physical examination, proof that you are either immune to rubella and Ebola or that you have received an updated MMR vaccine. And MAN2 requirements include either lab results showing a negative, like quantiferon test, a negative chest x-ray, or a negative 2-step PPD, and lab results. If you don't show immunity to hepatitis B with your titer, you would need to sign the declination of Hep B form, provide proof of medical malpractice insurance, submit a criminal background check, and submit hard copies of any additional facility-specific requirements to both the facility and the ACCE prior to the first day of the clinical course. So there might be additional requirements that the facility has that the program does not have. That might include a drug test or a flu shot or a COVID vaccine or an additional criminal background check, etc. We do not accept exemptions from any of these requirements. And that these health records must be current for all 3 clinical courses. So some of these things might need to be updated annually. Other than the medical insurance coverage, which can take some time for people to secure, students are strongly advised to wait until after they have been accepted into the professional phase of the program and they have received their orientation before you begin fulfilling these health records requirements, because additional information will be provided to make sure that you do it correctly. Okay. Here's information on registering for kinesiology, which is a prerequisite course that you must take at Mercer, and tips for students who are taking prerequisites at other academic institutions. I would suggest that you read that. Here's additional information pertaining to criminal background checks. This is a policy that is in place for all health professions programs at Mercer. Here's additional information about our psychomotor assessments. So those are our competency tests and our practical exams. And information about PTA Club, should it currently be running. This document is called the Essential Functions of a PTA Student. So each job has a list of essential functions. Whether the job is a physical therapist assistant or a plumber or a janitor or a teacher or a lawyer, they all have a list of essential functions. So those are the bare minimum things that someone needs to be able to do in order to do that job well. So this is our essential functions of a PTA student. I would suggest that you read through this to make sure that you can and then if you have any questions about any of these things that we expect you to be able to do, that you would contact the program coordinator. Here's our policy on grading within the professional phase of the PTA program. So while the college considers a 70 to be passing because that's a C grade, the PTA program considers a minimum score of 77 or a C+ to be passing. For PTA courses that include a lab component, not only does a student have to earn a 77 in the course, like the total grade, they also have to be able to earn a 77 in the cognitive and the psychomotor domains separately from one another. Here's information about our support services for differing abilities. We do have some basic computer skill expectations for students as outlined here. The health professions programs do have a suspension and expulsion policy. So if you have been expelled or suspended from a different health professions program at Mercer due to a violation of student conduct or an academic integrity violation, then you will not be eligible to apply to any other health professions programs at the college. Here's some information about financial aid and scholarships, as well as academic restart. Here are some courses that are not required, but may help someone have success in the PTA program. Highlighted in yellow is the most important one, and that is medical terminology. And last but not least, we have support services contact information, as we have a wide variety of support services available to our students at Mercer. Okay, the next thing we're going to go over is I'm back on the program's website, and I clicked on the link on the left navigation column for prospective students. And now I'm going to click on the fourth bullet down, which is the course equivalency page. So anyone who is taking prerequisite courses at a different college in New Jersey, before you sign up for that course, you might want to check this course equivalency page to make sure that, for instance, if you're going to take courses at Brookdale, we require English 101. At Brookdale, it's English 121. We require Bio 103. At Brookdale, it's Biology 111. So make sure that you check with this table to make sure that you don't waste your time and your money taking a course that doesn't equate. We've got a bullet here called frequently asked questions. The next one down is the applicant score worksheet. So the way that applicants are accepted into the program is we accept up to the top 28 students who earn the highest applicant score. So it's very objective. It's purely objective. We do not accept anything that could be considered subjective. We don't do interviews. We don't read essays. We don't take letters of recommendation. It's all based on a score. Everyone gets an applicant score, and then the Excel spreadsheet reorders them from highest score to lowest, and we accept up to the top 28 applicants. So the applicant score is 85% of it is based on your grade point average from your prerequisite courses, the 7 that are required. 10% or 10 points is based on the writing skills assessment, and 5% or 5 points is based on your data matriculation. So for this example, this student took these 7 required prerequisites. The only one not listed is general education. And so the no indicates he did not take these first 3 at Mercer, English 101, 102, and Psych, but he did take Math, Bio 103, 104, and Kines at Mercer. This is the year that he completed them. These are the grades he earned. So for each grade, these are there's a purple square around them. So if you come down here and look at this purple square, these are the quality point value, and this is the same for every college. So an A is worth 4 quality points, an A minus is worth 3.7 quality points, a B plus is 3.4 quality points, etc. So this student earned a B in English 101. A B is worth 3 quality points. Multiplied by 3, it's a 3-credit course, then he earned 9 grade points for English 101. He did not take it at Mercer, and he earned a B, so it remains 9 grade points. Anyone who earns an A or an A minus for a prerequisite course taken at Mercer will have an additional point added to the grade point. So you'll see that this learner earned an A minus for Bio 103 and Bio 104. So after the A minus, which is 3.7 quality points, times a 4-credit course is 14.8. He got an additional point added, so 15.8. When all is said and done, they add up all the grade points. He got an 81.1. Divide that by the total number of credits that he took. It's either going to be 23 or 24, depending on whether you took a 3-credit math or a 4-credit math course. So he took a 3-credit math course. So 81.1 grade points divided by 23 credits is a GPA of 3.53. That might not be his cumulative GPA that's listed on his Mercer transcript, but that's his GPA of these 7 required prerequisite courses. So if you scroll down, that 3.53 right here equates to 61 points. So he got 61 points for his prerequisite grade point average. His writing skills assessment, he earned a 7 out of 10. And his date of matriculation, he earned 3.8 points out of 5. So you can see over here, the earlier someone starts working toward this degree. And so date of matriculation is the first semester that someone takes a course at Mercer with health science for PTA listed as his or her major. So this particular student took his or her first class at Mercer with PTA listed as his major in the spring of 2020, which earns him 3.8 points. Add all that up, he earned a 71.8 out of 100. A lot of people want to know, is 71.8 enough to get into the program? And unfortunately, I don't have the answer to that because every year the applicant pool is different. So it depends on how many people are applying and what their applicant scores are. Okay, admissions criteria. So in order to be eligible for acceptance into the professional phase, you have to have a cumulative GPA at Mercer of 2.5 or higher. You must have completed all prerequisite courses within their listed timeframes. Nothing can have expired. You must earn the minimum grade required for each prerequisite course. You must have completed all 7 required prerequisite courses, and they have to be on your Mercer transcript. You have to have fulfilled the requirement of participating in the mandatory PTA program information session. You have to have submitted a fully completed application prior to the deadline, which includes the completion of a writing skills assessment. And you have to meet the criteria outlined in the suspension expulsion policy, which means you cannot have been expelled or suspended from a different health professions program at Mercer. All right, so now we're going to go back to the PowerPoint. Graduates of our program are eligible to take the National Physical Therapy examination, which is a national board exam. And it doesn't matter where you take it. So if you take that exam in New Jersey or Pennsylvania, New York, Florida, Colorado, it's the same exam no matter where you take it. And then you will be eligible to practice anywhere in the United States. So a question we often get is, how do the clinicals work? So clinical education courses are assigned by the academic coordinator of clinical education. These are academic courses with course objectives. If someone has worked in a setting, so let's say that you've been a rehab aide at Mercer County Physical Therapy Office, we would not assign you to that particular facility because of the conflict of interest. These courses are graded by a full-time faculty member at Mercer, not by the clinical instructor. They are 40 hours a week for 4 weeks, 5 weeks, and then 6 weeks. They are all considered full-time courses. So prior to the start of clinicals, everyone is expected to have met the program requirements, which include all of the health records that we spoke about a few minutes ago, which includes getting professional liability insurance coverage. Everyone is responsible for providing their own transportation to clinical sites, maintaining a copy of their medical records and having a copy available for each of the 3 sites as needed, purchasing a lab coat, a name tag, and a Mercer patch, having medical malpractice insurance, and having cleared a criminal background check. So what does it realistically take to succeed in the PTA program? In order to succeed, you have to have strong organizational skills. You need to be able to keep all of your courses organized, all of your assignments, your deadlines, your quizzes, your exams, your comp tests, etc. If you don't have strong organizational skills, I would say this is something I would strongly suggest you start to develop now. And Ed Griffith, your success coach, may be able to help you with that. Planning ahead. So it is important that you plan ahead to the best of your ability. Most of our students are not able to work, and certainly not work full-time during the professional phase of the program because it is time intensive. It is considered a full-time program. So students in the past have done a variety of different things to set up a little financial cushion so that they can devote their efforts to success in the program. How realistic is it for someone to plan on working while attending classes in the professional phase of the PTA program? As I just said, this is a full-time academic program. We've never had anyone work full-time and graduate from this program. Usually our students who are the most organized and have excellent stress management skills and are academically inclined may be able to get away with working 10 or 15 hours a week. What happens after you submit an application for the professional phase of the program? One of two things are going to occur. You're either going to receive a letter that says you've been provisionally accepted, or you're going to receive a letter that says you have not been accepted this year. So the left column are for those who have been provisionally accepted. So you will receive a letter containing a to-do list, and you're going to want to make sure that you pull out a pen or a pencil and check everything off to make sure that you stay organized and on top of the tasks that you need to complete. You're going to need to accept your seat, provide section preferences for the fall semester, pay your tuition bill, attend a mandatory orientation to the professional phase, submit a criminal background check, and continuously check your Mercer email to prepare for the first semester. If you've not been accepted into the professional phase of the PTA program, I encourage you to contact Professor Kaiser, the program coordinator, to review how you can strengthen your application score for the following year. I would also encourage you to have a backup plan. Depending on the year, we have had over 100 students apply for 28 seats, which means in that case, the majority of those applicants received a not accepted letter. And so having a backup plan is important. That backup plan might be that you're going to switch majors, or that you're going to go pursue PTA at another college, or that you're going to continue taking courses and apply again the next year, or that you're going to go back to work at your previous job, or that you're going to go get a job as a rehab aide to gain some skills and you're going to reapply next year. There are many, many, many different options, but having a plan B is a good one. What you don't want to do if you receive the not accepted letter is to respond when you're in an emotional state. So when we respond to things emotionally, it can be unprofessional and inappropriate. So I would highly encourage you, getting the not accepted letter is never, it's never ideal. Nobody wants it. We don't want to send them either, but we don't have a choice, right? And it can be emotional. And I would say that if you have an opportunity to wait a couple of days until you're feeling a little bit less emotional, then that would be a good time to contact the program. I would strongly encourage you to contact the program directly and not to have anyone else contact the program on your behalf. That includes a parent, a spouse, or a physical therapy employer. What does the PTA program do after we accept a new cohort of students? We do update the outcome data tables on the PTA program website, but we do not publish and provide the ranking of each applicant. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to email us at pta@mccc.edu. And in order for you to receive credit for this orientation video, make sure that you complete the PTA program information session participation Google form directly underneath where you found this video. Thank you.